In what could be described as a perfect delineation, a perfect split between the Chris Klein era of player acquisition and the post-Chris Klein era of player acquisition, LAFC straight up took advantage of Chris Klein acquired players and posted a 4-2 victory over LA Galaxy at BMO Stadium on Saturday night. Good evening. I'm James of Faithful Angelino Sports with a rapid recap of Galaxy soccer. And if you enjoy talking about the 5-time MLS Cup champions, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We talk Galaxy soccer in good times and bad. Now, LAFC with the win. Dennis Bouanga scored twice. He now has 14 goals on the year. The Black and Gold snap a 3-game losing streak. They are back up to second in the Western Conference playoff table. Meanwhile, for LA Galaxy, they have 7 matches to go. They are 5 points out of a playoff spot. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. Maya Yoshida scored his first goal for LA Galaxy since coming over to the team in the summer transfer window. And Billy Sharp, also a new acquisition, came over and scored his third goal for the Galaxy since being acquired. I mentioned earlier about the split in eras for the Galaxy. Sharp, Yoshida, acquired in the, for lack of a better term, the Will Kuntz era of player acquisition. Kuntz is basically a money guy, but basically he's also one of the people who tries to put Greg Vanney's plans into motion to try to reshape the roster on the fly. They were not always the guys in charge. Longtime Galaxy fans, even recent Galaxy fans, know about the decade-long era of misery under former team president Chris Klein. So why do I bring up Chris Klein over and over and over? It's because LAFC straight up took advantage of Chris Mavinga, a defenseman who normally would not be playing had not the Galaxy's defensive rankings been ravaged. Mavinga was signed during the Klein era, folks. And he made multiple obvious jaw-dropping mistakes, the worst of which may have been on Bouanga's second goal. All Mavinga had to do was give a nice strong tap of the ball back to goalie Jonathan Bond. He was weak. Bouanga ran in front, took the ball, slid it past Bond. That put LAFC up 3-2, a lead that they did not relinquish. I don't like cussing. Words cannot express how angry I am and how many of you must be when you consider that the work that the rest of the Galaxy front office is currently doing is still being undermined by the players left over from the prior era. Tim Tillman and Ryan Hollingshead also scored for LAFC. Now, what does this mean in the immediate future? Well, for one, El Trafico for this year is done. While the Galaxy still lead the series overall with 10 wins, I should say with 9 wins, the series this year was tied with 2 wins for the Galaxy, 2 wins for LAFC. The Galaxy are by no means out of the woods for the playoffs. They have 7 matches to go to make up those 5 points. Their next match is a critical home game against Minnesota. And despite this loss, I would suggest reasons for optimism with the Galaxy. This is only their second MLS loss since June. This has been a pretty solid run by the Blue, White, and Gold. Regarding LAFC, they will also be playing Wednesday. That's a bit of a tougher matchup. They will be traveling to St. Louis. But having said that, despite the fact that it's a rivalry, you have to give the other team credit when they win. LAFC played a very physical game, and frankly, they scored 4 times. You can't look away from that. You can't. So, to repeat, the final score is LAFC 4, LA Galaxy 2. Let me know what you think in the comments thread. And if you enjoy talking Galaxy soccer, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelinos. We talk LA Galaxy, good times and bad here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelinos is a Quien Corte El Queso production. Take care.